everybody, and welcome to another Toonkind at 12 FPS. My name is Babble. This is probably the smoothest introduction that I've ever been able to do since joining Toonkind. I am joined today by the wonderful, the absolutely amazing, very dearly beloved.
Hi, I'm Staria, and I'm gonna be playing local robot, nuclear Roboto, also known as Roboto. He's here.
He sure is, and we love him, and we love you.
Wee.
Suffer. Heart emoji.
Dies. Well, FPS is over. Staria's dead.
No, don't die. It's not allowed. Today I also play Pubby Grandma.
Beloved.
I love Pubby Grandma. I love playing Pubby Grandma. She's so smart and yet also dumb of ass. And the kind of dumb of ass where it's just all thoughts are gone, head empty. She is just happy to be here. The good kind of no thoughts, head empty.
And we love her. And you.
That being said, since this is a mechanic and a robot, we'll be starting today off with, sorry while my brain boots up. It restarts something. We'll be starting outside Juniper's mechanic shop. I don't have a name for this shop. I really should give it a name.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of context. This is a little bit after Aberration Investigator 3, Phantom Shutterbug. I think I did that right. And Roboto and the crew encountered a pretty tough enemy that did some major damage, including to Roboto's arm, which is has visible bite marks on it and like big dents.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something this old robot can't really do by himself, so he needs some help. So he goes to this funky mechanic shop. So maybe get either help or like more material.
I assure you, both of those are possibilities. In the meantime, though, you stand outside of this mechanic shop with a set of surprisingly giant fucking doors that seem to span the majority of the wall, but not all of it.
Mm-hmm. I think at this point, Roboto chalks that up to like, yep. I think he's getting like more unfazed from that than other Toon because every like weird thing he's just like, yep, Toons.
She is definitely a Toon, for sure. If you had asked around those neighbors around who know her, she is definitely a Toon, but she is also an old lady.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Roboto just like gonna knocking the door. On the door. I can speak.
You're good. I'm also sitting here though, like I don't know why people continuously knock on the door. You can just walk in. It's a mechanic shop.
But it's polite.
It's polite, but that leads to the lobby. There's a window to the side that you can look in. There's like a sitting area with like some magazines. That it looks like a lobby, and there's a bigger window behind one of the chairs. Like, I'm imagining that this lower part, it genuinely does. I don't know if anybody here has been to a mechanic shop before. I know I used to sit in them a lot because well, cars have problems. But they have lobbies where you can, here in America at the very least, where you can sit in and, like, watch the mechanics do what they're doing. Because some people find that cool. The mechanics don't seem to really give a shit. They're more focused on, like, what they're doing with the cars. So,
Yep.
cute.
I think Roboto will just like sit, wait for whoever is the mechanic to like either come out, or if they're out already, like to like stop working.
Alright, Puppy Grandma, how fast are you working on this, whatever it is that you're working on? Where is your everything, my darling? Why do you not have expertise in that? The fuck? You know what? I'm just going to say that this is fun. Okay. I'm going to give you advantage because, yes, you do this literally every fucking day. That's a fucking 18. 18 plus
18 plus 5,
5.
that's a 23.
Hell yeah. Alright, so whatever it is that she was working on, and you could hear her in the back, there's like the screeching of metal on metal, and things like that.
Yeah, Roboto's familiar with it.
The familiar sounds of mechanics working.
Yep. Roboto also likes making like electronical shit.
There's fuck. Eventually, it does stop, and there is an older Pubby tune. And actually, hold on, let me see how well she's doing today. In terms of... Okay, so she is using her rollator.
Yeah.
So, you see this old Pubby tune. She is leaning heavily on a rollator, which is kind of like a walker, but taller. She's huge.
Mm-hmm. How tall is she?
She is 7'8".
Damn, she's towering over Roboto.
And she looks very well built.
Nice.
That is the outfit that she is wearing, and it is covered in oil and dirt and grease, as well as other various things, because, you know, working doggo.
Yeah.
Hi! Welcome in! How can I help you today?
Well, can't help but notice you're a mechanic, and I mean, needing a bit of help with some stuff.
What do you need help with?
Well, and he like, you can immediately tell this is a robot. Like, yeah, that's a fucking robot. And this robot sort of lifts his arm up, and you can tell there is like clear like teeth marks and like dents in his arm, and just like it's
Oh,
damaged, and just
okay.
like Roboto just like shows her his arm, and just like this happens to be my dominant arm, so I can't really fix it myself.
Understandable. I'll be right back. And she's going to go back into her workshop. And I'm not going to make her roll perception because that would be torment on this puppy. Actually,
her.
her perception is a +1, but also dice parser's mean.
Let her see.
Let her see. And I honestly imagine that she's wearing, like, some glasses so that she can see while she looks for it. So, screw it.
Mm-hmm.
But afterwards, after, like, a good few minutes, I will roll perception to see how long it takes her to find it. Not that long.
Yeah, pretty decent.
Yee. After, like, maybe 3-5 minutes, she comes back with, like, dragging. No. Pushing this kind of, tool thing. Like, it's a big tool shelf, but it's got drawers and everything instead of shelves. I don't remember what it's called, so pardon me, guys. I know what I'm talking about. I'll have to post it later. And,
I don't know what you're talking about, so I'm just gonna go with it.
I'll post an image of what I'm talking about later so that it makes sense. Because my words and what I have in my brain are not matching up. And I'm well aware of this. But she wheels that out along as she is also on wheels. That thing, yes, but on wheels and tall.
Okay.
Very tall.
Nifty.
Thank you, do. And she pulls up. Well, no, she does not. She turns around her rollator and she takes a seat on the seat that it has. Okay, are you good with me taking a look at your arm so that I know what I need to do?
Yeah, of course. And he will like put his arm like is there like a like flat surface that's like he could put his arm on so she can take a good look at it because he realized that her like no walking and like so she like he doesn't want to make things a little easier on her, so is there like a flat surface or something that he could put his arm on?
Yeah, there's like side tables. There's also like the tool chest, which is shorter than her. It's about as tall as the rollator, if not just slightly taller. So you could set it on there and she could comfortably get a look at it.
Yeah, so Roboto does that.
Alright. I am going to roll. Where is your everything,
Investigation,
my
maybe?
darling? Investigation. That is a 17. What's up with his arm other than, like, the dents and stuff? Is there anything wrong with
Well,
the insides of it and how it works?
well, you could tell that whatever done the damage, it did it with a lot of force, and well, it probably crushed something inside, so it like doesn't function as good.
Hmm.
Like probably like some wiring and shit like that. So yeah, there's definitely some damage there, but like parts will need to be replaced.
I'm gonna roll a history for her to see if she remembers if she has those parts. That is above a 10. She does, and I believe I'm going to say that she does because fuck you, dice parser.
Yeah, Dice Parse is being mean to Pubby today.
It's actually being
A little
really
bit.
decent. Like, this is probably the best time that Puppy Grandma's had, no bit.
That's good. Knock on wood, it doesn't change.
Same. Um, I think she's also going to roll, like, another investigation, though, to make sure that the basic skeleton that, I'm assuming that most Warforged, like animatronics, probably have, is not damaged, and if it is, if it's repairable. And that's a 13.
I'll say get advantage on that because you know your way around this thing.
Alright.
17. All right, that's better. Well, you can definitely see that the like actual like skeleton of like the arm is holding pretty well. It's pretty sturdy, and it didn't take that much damage. At least, and like the damage that it did take will be like is easily fixable.
Alright. So that's the primary thing that she was worried about, because if the skeleton is damaged, then that means that entire part of the arm should probably be replaced. Which I don't think any person wants to have happen.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's gonna leave that panel open for the moment, and she's going to turn to, well, actually no, I'm gonna roll hammer space. That's an 8. She reaches into her mouth. Her own mouth. Seems to, like, fish around in there and then pulls out a notebook with a pen and starts making a note of, while looking inside, and making a note of all of the parts that she's going to need to make this repair.
Mm-hmm. The you can see like the like as Roboto sees that, and it's just like, and then he like does like a shrug, just like, all right, tunes are, yep.
Would you want to make an insight on Pubby Grandma?
Boy, would I. Boy, do I.
Boy, do you see. Alright. This is, a very old lady, for one thing. She is in her mid-70s. But she's also a really fucking smart puppy. You get the feeling that she probably doesn't need to make this list, but she is anyways.
Mm-hmm. Well,
And,
it's always good to be prepared.
yeah. And, Puppy Grandma is very good at her job, and she is also hyper-focused and in the zone.
Beloved.
If you had any questions for her, you could also probably ask before she gets up and goes to grab all of the parts that she needs to fix your arm.
Mm, Honestly, I don't know if Roboto would ask anything. I was honestly wondering if she'd ask Roboto what the fuck happened to his arm.
Uh, I wish that she would, but given her own circumstances with people asking her questions about, like, deep past stuff, she has learned that asking questions of other people leads to them asking questions about you that you are not prepared to answer.
goodness. Pubby.
And there's
Well, Roboto would just like. I guess Roboto will just look around at like the mechanic shop and just like, that's all yours. Pretty impressive.
huh? Oh, yeah. Um, I've been doing this. Well, I've been doing this since I was a kid, but I've only had the shop for 8 years. Thank you.
Hmm. I have a similar interest with tinkering and such, but never thought about opening a shop.
It can be really nice. It's a nice, mostly quiet, um, way to do things.
Roboto nods. Might consider it sometime in the future. I may be old, but Warforged and all have time.
I could say the same about being a toon. I might
Yeah,
be
I
old.
guess.
I will be right back with, uh, hopefully the majority of the parts that we need to fix
Rob-
your arm. And then if you wanted, I
Roboto,
could show you the rest of the shop.
Roboto, the color in like Roboto's eyes, it's a like the purple, and like as you tell him that you will as you tell him that you can show him the rest of the shop, the purple goes like more purple in saturation, and he's just like, oh well, I'll be good if you're offering.
I'm gonna have Puppy Grandma roll insight.
Sure.
Because I don't know what that means, and she doesn't know what that means. Let's learn! Hopefully. Maybe. Nope.
4. It's very obvious. It's just he's happy. The color in his eyes changes according to his emotions.
That's fair. Puppy Grandma with that 4, I think she just has a dumb look on her face as she's looking at his eyes like, oh, that's cool. And then she gets up. Like, cool. Alright. I'll be right back, one moment.
Goodness.
And she
Beloved.
kind of toddles along. Another thing that you probably get with that 25 in insight earlier is she's kind of also dumb. Like, she's super smart, but she's also dumb.
Oblivious.
Very much so. And afterwards she
But
comes
hey,
back.
she's nice. And but hey, she's nice and she's helping fix his arm.
Yee!
So he's not gonna be mean.
Beloved. He could be mean, but she wouldn't put up with it.
Yeah, Roboto won't be mean. Roboto is nice.
I hold him soft. After she
It's just
comes
an old
back,
man robot.
she's just an old puppy.
Old friends.
Yes. That's 15. Alright, so
Nice.
it's taking her a bit to do some of the work on Roboto's arm when she comes back, but it's more so the fact that she is trying really hard to make sure it's connected right and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also an arm. There's a lot of curves that she has to work around, and it's a little difficult.
Yeah. Also, Roboto is has my ADHD brain, so he is trying his best to stay still, but also, God.
I think eventually she'll like give him a puzzle to do or something that might help.
Oh, he appreciates it. And now he's like focused on doing the puzzle. Just like, yes, puzzled. Trying to do it with one arm, with one hand. It's to various results. It's kind of funny.
Hee-hoo.
Hee-hoo.
Eventually, though, she gets there and she closes up that arm, having made those small repairs. And you don't know when she did this. Don't worry about it. She's a Toon. But she fixed the dents on the arm as well, and sealed up the bite marks.
Nice.
Hee-hoo.
Squeaky clean.
He is, and she makes sure of that because she also pulls out from her pocket a rag, and she starts like wiping his arm for him, so that any of the grease that was on her or that she needed to like make sure that he was working right does not stay on him.
Hmm.
Okay, there you go. Should be all fixed. Test it out for me.
Oh. And he does like move his arm a bit, like flexes his arm, like a bit, just like and like moves his finger, just like, well, good as you, even might I say even better.
If your other joints aren't working as well as this, then you might want to take um, some oil and a screwdriver to tighten, loosen, make everything lubricated so that you can move a little bit better. Of course, don't do so too much, or you might end up like me and have a little bit of issues standing sometimes.
Yeah, of course, of course. Gotta remember to do that.
Here, and she hands you a can of oil.
Oh, thank you. It's like he like takes the can of oil. Um, God, dude, don't tell him to chug it. He can't eat. He literally physically cannot eat or drink or consume food.
It's fun.
No, no, shower.
We're not going
He is
robots in this. We're not doing
he
robots.
is he is a respectable robot. But yeah, about to sort of like he takes it and just like, yeah, it sure is in his hand now.
Hold on. I'm gonna make. Does she realize that this is something?
Make me a straight intelligence roll because that's what I've been making everybody roll for this.
I swear to God, if she doesn't get it. Okay.
18, you get
I
it.
was going
Get
to
it.
laugh if she didn't get it. Oh!
Yeah,
You probably need a bag. I'm sorry.
it's fine, it's fine. And with that 18, I will say, Roboto certainly looks like a toon, but he doesn't behave like one. And is it like, for example, how the bite marks stayed and like the damage stayed, even though like you assume he had a long rest since then because he seems alright, but just he looks like a toon. He's definitely like has the whole like outline and things, but he doesn't have a hammer space and he doesn't like squish and stretch like toon.
I don't think this is something that Juniper would really question. I think she's met like enough half tunes to know that some tunes do that.
Sunball, have a nice day.
I think she does go in and grab a bag that is specifically designed by her to hold oil cans, so that way it doesn't cause any damage to anything else if it leaks, and also to help protect it from leaking if it drops.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, like, it's a sturdy, well padded bag, and it perfectly fits the oil can.
Nice.
And it has a strap so that you can just carry it on one arm on your back.
Yep. Rado will then put the strap on. Just like now he's carrying it in a bag.
Well, I'm gonna go put this back, but if you wanted to follow me so that you can see my shop, then come on.
Sure. And he will follow.
Roll me a perception check.
Sure. That's a 15.
That's a 15. So you probably didn't notice this before, but she presses a button in order to have the door open for her to go to her shop from the lobby. And it seems to have this kind of, you know, in sci-fi movies how it's just like you touch a pad and it'll scan you?
Yep.
It's kind of like that, only you have to press a button down for it to start scanning.
Nice. Rado's impressed. He's not thinking about the implications of the fact that that this puppy has a scanner in her workshop, but like she wants all that. He's not thinking about the implications of that. It's just nifty.
Listen, she's had people rob her before.
Yeah.
And it only scans her finger. Like the finger that she puts on the button.
Mm-hmm. He just thinks it's neat.
All it does is scan her fingerprint, anyways.
Yeah.
And, you go back, and it's surprisingly rustic compared to, like, the button on the door, but there are definitely some other parts of it that have that similar high-tech, kind of spacey sci-fi appeal to it. Like the buttons to move vehicles up and down in the shop so that she can get underneath them easily absolutely have that similar thing where you press a button, scans your finger, and it opens up like a keyboard for you to use that does really cool glowy things and goes up and down and shit.
Yeah, I think Roboto will comment just like, well, this really reminds me of back then.
She looks at you and she looks confused, tilts her head. She's not sure if she wants to ask though. I'm gonna make an insight. Holy shit.
Damn. Well, Roboto is not good at, hiding shit. Nor does he really want to hide shit a lot of time. It's just a little like, it's just someone's doing a little bit of reminiscing, maybe a slightly wistful, just like, yes, the good days.
Would it be something that he'd be okay with talking about?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Oh,
If you don't mind me asking.
it's fine. Just, my old man used to have something like this back home.
Ah. I learned a lot of this from an old friend of mine.
Oh.
Also, my family is, or was, pretty much mechanics. It's kind of what we did.
Mm.
So it was pretty natural, so to speak, that I became a mechanic. Looking around, you can see all different kinds of things. You can see, like, materials to build a Warforged or a Steel Defender. You can see, like, wheels and things like that. Small little trinkets and a bunch of gears and bobs and things. She's apparently working on a clock right now. Even. She has the shell and she's halfway put together the insides of it and how it works.
Ooh, nifty.
She's also apparently working on a fucking spaceship.
Damn. Bravato's definitely like looking at that, just like he never worked that big before. That was usually his dad.
Well, this is like a small spaceship the size of a car, but it is still intimidating.
Yeah. Bravato is just like, there's a lot of God, now I need to hold up. Yeah, let me restart that sentence. There's a lot of space stuff here.
Uh, well, like I said, I learned a lot of space stuff from an old friend of mine.
Bravato. Like, yep, that makes sense.
She doesn't comment
He's,
any further on that.
yeah, he's not gonna pry. It's like, yep, old friend. Yep, makes sense.
Don't
Yep,
worry about it. There is no lore in
not worrying
Saltpure
about
Port.
not worrying about it. Bravado definitely isn't because, like, there's also something he didn't tell about, his dad. Something about that, and just like, yeah, there's sometimes you don't tell someone who you just met all of your stuff.
Yep.
Like if it's like he's not gonna pry, but like if it is like getting a bit like awkward, he's just like gonna be like looks at something else that like is clear that Juniper made and just like, hey, so how'd you make this?
Let me roll for what it is that he could be. God, at this point, like, I might have to roll a fucking D100 to see what the fuck. Because she makes so much shit. She has the range. Anything that's a
You have the range.
machine, she could probably build herself. Ah, fuck it, I'm just gonna choose something random. Mini toy train, I guess. That.
Nice. And it looks at like this little model toy train. Is it running?
Yes.
So he's just like, so how do you make this?
Oh, that. Um. I'm not sure how to explain my process with things, but usually I just think for a bit, and she's very clearly trying to explain, but like how she does something is very strange. She does so much of it in her own head. But she does pull out the blueprints and the schematics and then a sketch, a really pretty watercolor and pencil sketch of what she had before she built it.
Roboto's definitely interested. It's like, he's
So
loving this.
a lot of the time I just think about what it is that I want. I have to think for a while because first idea is never really the best. And it really is just a lot of me thinking about it because so much of this I do in my own head before I put it onto paper. And
Well, I guess that's one way to think about it.
like, hold on. It might be good to show you, to just show you. Okay, think of something that you would like to build.
He like puts like his hand to his chin. It's like, how about like something like flashlight?
Flashlight. What kind of flashlight? Because I know that there are many different kinds. Like, don't be afraid to go hard on me on it.
You know what? Sure. Let's go with like one of like electrical lanterns that you put on the street.
Alrighty. So a street lamp.
Yeah. As you
Okay.
can tell, Staria herself doesn't. Staria's words are a bit of a jumble.
You're good. Pubby Grandma's thinking about what kind that she would want to see. There are many different kinds of street lamps. There's, God, which one would she go for? Because I personally like the ones that are like tall poles with like the really pretty ornate tops. I feel like she would want something a little bit more fantasy-esque because that's fun and a little bit more difficult.
Yes. Hell yeah, hell yeah.
Okay, and now she is going to be thinking, and I'm going to give her advantage on this. I'm thinking that she wants to do one that's got a really tall pole that curves over to one side and then dangles. Yes, like that. Like that. Do you're reading my mind.
Yes. Good.
You know what? Fuck you, Dice Parser. Fuck you.
Fuck you, Dice Person. Let her show off.
I'm gonna say that that's a 21 because fuck you.
Yes. Go for it. It
Um,
shows on the screen. It's a 21.
yep. Yep. It do indeed. And she thinks about it for a moment, and you can see the gears turning in her head as she is thinking. She's do me an insight with advantage because you've seen her think before now.
Hey. Well, welcome to my disgusting modifier. Well, the good thing I have a disgusting modifier because she gave us those rolls. Yeah, that's a dirty 20.
Hell yeah, it's a dirty 20. You can see that she, like, in her eyes, it's funny because, like, you wouldn't think that you would be able to see this, but you can. In her eyes, you can see the actual math and the schematic being built in her head. Like her running through the different kinds of street lamps that she knows exist, the kind of style that she's going for, to the kind of like glass that she wants to do.
So like the lady with equations give, but it's Pubby and Happy and probably going brr far more.
Yes, it is a very happy Pubby in her zone doing work. And she's
Nice.
thinking for a bit. And then she reaches into her mouth again. And I'm not gonna make her roll for hammer space because fuck you, I'm tired. And she pulls out a fresh blueprint, grabs some chalk or whatever from her overalls, and she starts putting down what it is that she had in her head.
Nice. That's nice.
She's making like the basic edits and everything. And let me roll. Fuck you. Dice Purser, why do you have to be finicky with me? That's a nat fucking 20.
Nice.
So, she is in her zone. She builds that blueprint. She moves on to the schematic. It's even quicker than the blueprint, and then she works on the sketch immediately, and she's got that, all of that, right there for you in the span of 10 minutes.
Damn. Roboto's impressed. Like, damn. I did not think it'll be that fast.
Let me roll her a thing. That's a 7. That's 12, actually. Do you want to roll it inside? Actually, let me roll a deception as well.
Can.
Let me roll a deception.
15.
That's a nat 1 for her!
Oh my god, what was that roll?
That roll was her deception. So the 15 was you, and the 14 was and the 4 was Juniper. Juniper got a nat 1 on deception. You can see her cheeks go red because she's not used to being complimented.
Oh,
On how
honey.
smart she is. I mean, she has TOC, who very much so compliments her all the time, but she's not used to it in general from other people. And she's still not used to it with TOC.
Goodness. Roboto sees it and is like, well, it's true.
Thank you, I appreciate it. What do you do, by the way, if you don't mind me asking? I forgot to ask.
Well, he like looks around. It's much on the smaller scale. I do more for fun. But I just I like to tinker with stuff and maybe like make some clockwork and stuff. Most of the things I do aren't really useful. They're more like they're they just do stuff because they can do stuff.
I mean, if you enjoy it, then I think it's pretty cool. Hey, maybe we
Yeah,
could have a
it's
workshop sometime. And by workshop, she means, like, the two of them sitting together and, like, tinkering on something or building something.
oh, about it just like, well, I appreciate it.
This puppy's
It's
tail
just like
is wagging so hard right now. She's so excited she made a friend.
it's a blur.
Propeller butt Pubby.
My goodness.
Pubby
And
was activated.
I think Roboto at this point knows enough about tunes to know that this is a puppy excited sign.
Oh yes,
Um
she absolutely also has the big Pubby silly eyes.
Incredible. Thank you, do for your addition.
She is that fluffy.
Absolutely vibrating. Um yeah, freaking thoughts. I need to think. Hmm. I wanted to say something and then I forgot because I was distracted by puppy.
You're good. You're good. Staria, my beloved. I give Pat.
We.
Uh,
I think Roboto himself is getting also excited and just like maybe a little bit vibrating in place, but yeah. Just like, yes, 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 yes. He's not saying this out loud, but he is excited. He is definitely visibly excited because, hey, a friend to think to do mechanical stuff with. That's real. That's he hasn't done that in a long while.
I think she's gonna look at the time, realize that it's time for her to close up shop, and be like, "Hey, hey, I'm off work in like 2 minutes. Do you want to stay and do that? And do you want to work on something? We could build this street lamp. We could just build a street lamp.
Of course.
Yes." Okay, so we have the schematics
Wait,
already.
hold up. Uh, just a second. Someone calls me.
Not a problem. I'm living. This is so cute. It's lamp post time. Hell yeah. Listen, there's
Hi, I'm
also
back.
like a. Oh, hello.
Yeah. So yeah, Roboto is just like now vibrating, or just like, boy, do I.
Hell yeah. I think that's a good way to like leave it off because now she's just babbling so much. She is talking about like mechanic stuff because that is what she is. Excited
Yeah,
Pubby.
Roboto is definitely like going along and like maybe from time to time offering it like putting his own like thoughts about things and
Yes.
just like they get they get to like build the they build like the lamp and just like hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Slowly they will light the world.
Yes.
With really pretty
Both
Victorian
both
street lamps.
literally both both literally and metaphorically.
Yes! Lamp achieved!
Lamp achieved.
Oh man, I love this. By the way,
Same.
everybody, this
They're
is
friends.
this was called the right hand Pubby.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't say. Yeah, it's right hand puppy. We forgot to say the title.
We did, but also I think that was a good I think it's funny that we leave it until the end for this one.
Yeah.
Thank you guys
But
so
yeah.
much for listening.
Yeah. Thank you, Babble, for letting me do this.
Thank you, Staria, for did, popping into my DMs with this idea and then nah, playing with me. I love this so much.
Hey, they're friends now.
They are friends now, and I hold them both very soft. I hold them so soft.
Same. But yeah.
Alright.
Gotta say goodbye to our listeners. Goodbye, listeners.
Bye, guys!